Hello, we're back on a late night Friday night. It's been wild around here. If you've never seen me before, I'm Tara Priolo. I'm your resident white-facing biracial multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. Spill the Beans is a once-a-week chat. We have missed a week, but it is okay. We're getting back on schedule. That's why we're here late. It's happening. It's happening. Where we talk about everything under the sun, including auditions, capitalism, activism, race, social justice, artistry, freedom, all the things. We talk about all the things. So grab a drink, which I don't have today, and come on back. Let's get started. As always, we're doing events first. And as always, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is Vocally Courageous with Selena Olivia. You can join us over on Clubhouse. You can jump in either one of our broadcast channels, and there is a link tree in my, what's it called? In my literal bio. There's a link in my bio for that. Okay, let's get to it. I'm really not sure what I'm talking about tonight, other than to say I will be answering a lot of those question boxes from Monday that were about singer pay and pay for musicians in general, pay for artists in general, pay for creatives in general. Probably tomorrow, maybe Monday. More people hang out in stories on Monday, so I might just do it next Monday. But I did want to bring the question again, are there too many opera companies? And is that idea scarcity mindset? Or is it true? And is it just that everyone is bad at business? Or is it just that nobody cares about the artist? And how much do we engage with an industry to change the industry, if that makes any sense? Lots of questions on that. So what I noticed in the question box and in the DMs was either a want to unionize, leaving a union, wanting to get grants for legitimacy and for money, but then a consternation that grants didn't cover innovative work. And to the grant and the union question, and I'll riff on this a little more in the next slide, but like where is the new idea, right? Like, and where can we get that new idea? Because there are no original thoughts. There are no original ideas now. It's just history repeating itself over and over again. So where can we look where changes are being made, progressive changes, activism, boots on the ground ideas, right? How do we incorporate that into music, right? This is why I ask all the time, like, dream with me, dream beyond what we're doing now, because grants lock us in, right? Unions lock us in to their rules, somebody else's rules, whether it's a group of people or whatever. And I find so much frustration in when people ask me to make a nonprofit and then somebody else says, well, I know that you could get funding for that. I don't want funding that's not from the community. I don't want funding that I have to impress a person for. I don't want funding that I have to follow the rules for. So what's beyond grants? How does grassroots apply to music? And how can we be brave enough to not turn our backs on grassroots fundraising for the grants? Because it's easier to conform. Y'all know we're almost done when we get to this filter. I think the other thing for me is that I wish two things. I wish that creatives and musicians, and under that umbrella of musicians, singers in particular, were valued. But I don't think we are going to find our value in monetary pay. And I think that's where capitalism really gets us twisted. Like, oh, we're worth so much more. Oh, know your value, know your worth. How can we know our worth in a society that doesn't even want to pay minimum wage, a living wage? It doesn't even want to keep us afloat, right? It devalues our work so much that the expectation is that we make $300 or less in 2 weeks, right? And money only has value because we give it to it. So it's such a larger discussion. So go with me. So this one's filled with questions. It requires conversation from you. I tell you all the time, I don't have all the answers. I learn a lot, I observe a lot, I experience a lot, I say a lot, I talk a lot, I bring you in as a community. But the only way that the needle moves is if we continue to have the conversation and we dream beyond where we are now. We dream beyond the status quo. We break the cycle. We become uncomfortable enough to change. We're the ones who change. We're the ones who change. So, your conversation is welcome in the question box. My DMs are open, specifically for this conversation. If you DM me about something else, I might not answer. It's been crazy around here. But that is all for Spill the Beans. Continue to be anti-racist. Be safe. Make good trouble. Do good work. I love you all hardcore. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.